Hey everyone, welcome back to Investor Scene. I'm Jeremy Safra. Now, we introduced you to a company a couple of weeks back that's looking for gold in New Mexico. It's a very, very interesting company. The company's called FAR Resources. It trades on the CSE under FAT or FAT. The president and CEO, John Gamek, joins me now. John, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for inviting me. Thank you.
Yeah, well, let's talk a little bit about the company. For those that haven't heard about FAR Resources, you have a fascinating lithium a project in Canada. But outside of that, you just put out some results on some samples that are really, really mind blowing here. So let's get into your New Mexico property and a little bit about the company, if you will.
Okay, the company went public 8 years ago. It's in its ninth year now. Obviously, we've got the lithium property there, and we have announced that we'd like to do a drilling program. It's going to it depends how quick. If it starts to break up in March, we won't be able to get in there in February, March sometime. It starts to melt, so that makes it very difficult and dangerous to go in there. So we may have to put that back until winter this year, once you get the freeze up. So we do plan to do 2,500 meters in Dike 1 and in Dike 8, another 2,500 meters to prove it out, to make it a bigger resource than 1.1 million. If we can prove it out and add another, say, 5 to 8 million tons, then it's a mine. And then is a whole new ball game, because you got to build a mine. You got to we would have to bring the power there, build a road, and move it that way. So we'll see how that goes. And now, if we go, to our property in New Mexico, it was a property that Keith got. It showed some really good results. It was an active mine in 1983-84. And the people that owned it were after the silver, because silver was running back then with the Hunt brothers. Silver fell off. They ran out of money. There was a small cave-in. They got trapped, but they all got out. And there's been nothing done until we went back this year. We went back with a geo that we had to hire, an American fellow, because our geo here, Lindsay Bottomer, couldn't really go there and work on the ground. So we hired Michael Feinstein. He's PGO. He can write a 43-101, and he's compliant with all the rules and regulations with Canada. So he went down. He's been down on the ground 4 times. We've increased our property there over 3,000 acres. We've done a lot of staking. Right around 185 new claims, and we're going to add another 100 to 200 to the south of where our mine is, which is the Little Granite, the Ivanhoe Emporio, and the Winston property.
I wanted to ask you about this, John, and I wanted to ask you about these results specifically because they just came out and they're very promising, and you're looking at a really positive upside here. So give a brief lay of the land as to what you're seeing with these samples.
Well, the samplings that we have, the first press release that I put out, the samples that we took they were all from the actual mine area itself. So we had 66.5 grams per ton of gold and 2,940 grams of silver per ton of ore. Okay, in that mine, the patented claims. So we can go there tomorrow and start digging it up, because we own that particular area. As opposed to having new claims with the federal government, you don't necessarily get the patented claims. So we can go there. In that mine, they drilled 7 holes, and they had good widths, 9 feet. It's historic. You can read it on the website. So we could go there, we could put a couple of holes in there to prove it out a little bit more. We don't need permission. I don't need to get a permit. We already have it. But on the other side, we needed to have a bigger footprint. So as I said, we increased our position to 3,000 acres, running north to south. Okay. So this result that we put out, it shows that we have even bigger result. It's almost bonanza. I mean, it is bonanza, these results. What we're going to do is we are planning a LiDAR program. So we're going to fly it. And LiDAR, I don't know if you know anything about LiDAR. LiDAR will strip all it strips the vegetation off. So then you get a proper understanding of the ground. And the reason we want to do the LiDAR is that it's in a forest area. It's not a big forest, but there are pines there. There's deciduous trees. But once they start budding, it impedes, if you want to fly it and do mag work, that would impede the ground. We need to look at the ground.
Great, great. So only the beginning here, if you think about it, in terms of investment opportunity, you're talking about deliverables in the sense where you got these samples, more coming out. Paint a little bit of the picture here for over the next 3 to 6 months for FAR Resources, if you will.
Well, once we've done the LiDAR, then we'll identify where we can drill, okay, on the new claims. So the new claims are all the way to the north from the mine and then to the south. So we're going to add those other claims, but we'll fly the whole property, identify where we need to go and drill. And once we have that, then we'll move forward with a drilling program. And if we get what we think we have and or more, we're going to be in a very good situation as far as gold and silver goes. I mean, these results in silver, people are, they're almost unheard of.
This is the exciting part, is when those come to fruition, we get to talk again and disseminate that news flow to the audience. The CEO of FAR Resources joining us now, John Gamick. John, thanks for taking the time today.
Yeah, anytime. Thank you.